Okay, we're unmuted. Oh, where's my avatar? There I am. uh, hello, dear friends. I hope you have. I hope you had a good weekend. Hope everything you had going on. I hope everything went okay. Otherwise, I hope you were able to kick back for a little while. I hope you got a good start to your week. Yeah. Also, hi Fungus, good to see you. Welcome in. Yeah. This is my only stream this week because I will be going to MomoCon on Friday. So, yeah, we're just gonna chill with Zelda.
Indeed.
I'm gonna play Zelda, and yeah, just good old regular Zelda.
Mm-hmm. And how many Robux are you gonna get?
Look, the man with the thick accent on the other end of the phone promised me lots of Robux, so this is gonna work, I promise. Okay, make sure PC game audio should be that. Controller works. I have my coffee ready. I think I'm streaming on Discord, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Here we go. N64. So I may or may not have been exaggerating about the normal Zelda part.
No.
um,
Honestly, that would have been a bigger surprise if you were actually playing normal Zelda.
playing regular Zelda, yeah. Yeah, this is Hero of Law, and it is exactly what it sounds like. we're just gonna dive right in. The game auto saves after each scene, which is really cool. It's so quiet. Do you think they forgot? So this is the ranch. It looks like. Forget a royal visitation. No one can make such a blunder, princess. Zelda is here. So they're visiting the ranch. Well, I guess I should just go in then. Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
He's dead skis, chat. March 17th, 9:37 a.m. Hyrule Grand Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. You'd think that after so many years of doing this, I'd be used to the stress. So why am I shaking? Gah, I guess it's a lot worse when it's your friend's life that's on the line. Come on, gotta look professional. She can't see you like this. Speaking of her, though, where is she anyway? Hey, you, over there. Huh? What is it, attorney? The trial isn't starting yet. It will be soon, right? Would you happen to know why my client isn't here yet? I didn't get to speak much with her when she was arrested, so... Turn it up a little bit. There we go. I was hoping I could at least exchange a word with her now. Wahaha! Well, you weren't the only one with the idea. I believe she's currently in the prosecutor's lobby. He wanted to talk to her as well. What? What is up with this guy? He bars me from the crime scene, blocks my detention center visits, and now this? Not to worry, she will definitely be here before the trial. Great. That'll be a joyous 5 minutes indeed. But there's nothing I can do but wait. Some time later... Okay, this is ridiculous. How much longer can he keep her? Ah, see? There she is. No need to get all worked up. Malin. Is something wrong? Did I hear shouting? So much for looking professional. No. Don't worry. Everything's fine. This is Malin. Ever since we met in Hyrule Castletown all those years ago, we've been great friends. Her heart's in the right place. I know she cared deeply about her father. If everything's fine, why do you look so worried? Well... How did the investigation go? Did you find anything? Apparently I didn't get to do one. Yes, the investigation. I found tons of groundbreaking stuff. Particularly that my opponent's a real scumbag. What did the prosecutor want from you anyway? Well, it's mostly just threats. He kept explaining in detail what'll happen to me if I'm found guilty. Doesn't sound like a vital discussion that needed to happen right before the trial. He probably just did that so we wouldn't have as much time to talk. You believe in me, right? I didn't do it. I'd never. Well... Well, I might be a little suspicious. Oh, very funny. Sorry, of course I believe you. Although, I'll be honest, things aren't looking very good right now. What's that you've got there? Oh, this is just a pictograph of Father I carry around. Well, that's nice. I just can't believe he's gone. So there's Talon and Malin, and there's little Epona, and there's Ingo, too. I wish I knew how to cheer her up right now. I'm not very good at handling emotional clients. Hey, you know, that pictograph could be really useful for the trial. Oh, how so? Well, you look so happy together. I can present it to show that you two had a great relationship. You really think so? Well, here you go then. Malin's pictograph added to the court record. At least I'll be walking in there with something other than my badge. But wait, we shouldn't just idly be chatting. Anyway, there's not much time left. I know it's hard to talk about, but could you tell me what actually happened? I don't stand much chance if I don't know your version of the story. I understand. Unfortunately, there really isn't much... the trial is starting! Defendant, attorney, please enter the courtroom at once. Oops. Uh-oh. Shouldn't have said that stuff about having no chance. Alright, everything will be fine. The prosecutor's been playing me for a fool since this began, but sooner or later his arrogance will be his undoing. Let's head inside. My name is Link. I've been a defense attorney for the last 7 years. I've won my fair share of cases, and lost some too, but this one is personal. There's so much at stake here. Not only do I have to save Malin's life, I've got to find out who did this to Talon. Talon. He was always so kind. He didn't deserve this. I need to do him justice. I can't lose this. Judge Raru, let's go. Court is now in session for the trial of Malon of Lon Lon Ranch. And, hey, look at that. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecutor's Ganondorf. I sincerely doubt that. What were they thinking, pitting me against some pathetic kid? Pathetic kid? What gives you the right to still your tongue? You bring shame upon the fine color of your hair, vile woman. Sheesh.
All right, then.
Before long, the world shall know the horrible deeds you've committed. Let us not prolong the inevitable. Shall we begin? The judge is like, Now, this court is no place to be exchanging insults. Since the prosecution seems ready as well, let's hear their opening statement. The opening statement shall also be the closing one. Jesus, the girl did it! It's obvious! He is intense.
Yeah.
She killed her own father in cold blood. All so she could have the ranch to herself. Couldn't wait for the old fool to die naturally, could you, you greedy little rat? Your Honor, you can't allow this man to verbally abuse the defendant like this. Ha! She committed murder, kid. She deserves every bit of scorn she gets. I do believe a little less commentary wouldn't go amiss. Bah! I assure you, old man, you will change your opinion once you see all the damning evidence. Who is this guy?
Evidence usually comes first, so
How can he speak to the judge like that? Ganondorf Dragmeyer. Looks like I've been lucky to avoid meeting this man until now. The stories I've heard about it must be true. A boorish barbarian of a man hailing from the Gerudo province. Apparently he prides himself on the nearly clean streak he's cultivated for decades. All while disrespecting everyone in the court, including the judge. I've even heard some attorneys refer to him as the King of Evil. Definitely has that look, at the very least. Who wears full armor in court? Very well.
A valid question.
Please present your case to the court. You don't seem to like me talking, so I'll just let the detective present the basics. Bring Impa of the Sheikah Force to the stand. Well, here we go. The first battle. I know Impa. She's quite a competent detective. Which worries me. Please let her have made a mistake just this once. I love her outfit. Alright, state your name and whatever it is you pretend to do. Jesus Christ.
You pretend
my
to
God. You never change, do you, prosecutor? Any possible change would be for the worse. Now stop wasting time. Name and occupation. Oh, man. Very well. I am Impa, head detective of the Sheikah Force Homicide Division. True for now, at least. Well, what are you waiting for? Start talking. It's like, I was getting to that. You were assigned to this case, so you know all about it. What calamity has befallen our fair kingdom? Still can't be bothered to give a proper opening statement. I suppose I can do the prosecutor's job for him this time, for the sake of an unbiased look. Please go ahead, detective. The incident happened early yesterday morning on Lon Lon Ranch, a local supplier of goods located just south of Castle Town. The current owner... Okay, bringing a knife into court has got to be a violation.
Yeah.
The current owner of the homestead in Talon was found dead inside his ranch house. A tragic loss for our kingdom for sure. I've seen the man around Castletown a number of times delivering goods. Quite, the owner was a rather important figure in the local community. In any case, we were alerted to the scene of the murder by the Royal Guard, who were there on official business. Official business? What kind? As I understand, the ranch provides the kingdom with vital services. To ensure it is operating as it should, and as a gesture of appreciation, the Crown orders a visitation to the ranch every year. I see. A scheduled annual visit. Continue, Detective. When the Sheikah force arrived, they found the victim bleeding out onto the floor. Next to him lay his daughter, Malin, breathing but unresponsive. After a thorough investigation, we arrested her as she was deemed the only possible culprit. That about covers the gist of what happened. Yeah, the only one, huh? Very nice and succinct. Keep that up and perhaps you will keep your job. Why the laugh? Back in chat after your cat perched on your shoulder and dog at your hip. Oh, that's adorable. Also, you are right. Her investigation skills are very bad. Ho ho, I don't think the good detective here has to worry much about that, given she's head of the department. Which reminds me, why is the head of detectives herself in a case like this? Were the other detectives unavailable? Ah, that would be because I've been assigned to this case by order of the King of Hyrule himself. Our only other detectives were Banjo and Kazooie, and, you know, they were busy. Ace Attorney-esque case, yes. This is very Ace Attorney-like.
Yep, straight up.
The King himself assigned you? That doesn't happen very often, does it? I just realized my cropping for the video feed is just a little bit off. Where's the display capture? There we go. Let's see if I can correct that a little bit. Filters, there we go. Start with that. Okay. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's better. A little bigger. Okay. There we go. The king himself assigned you? That doesn't happen very often, does it? Just that chic is Francisca von Karma. Hell yeah. You are correct, Your Honor. I'm not usually involved in fieldwork like this. This time, however, the king felt it necessary because of who is involved. Who is involved? Is the death of a ranch worker really such a concern for the king? Well, as I said, Lon Lon Ranch is a very important supplier of goods, to be sure.
And there's a total of like 50 people
in the kingdom.
in the world, apparently.
But that's not who I meant. I imagine the king wanted the top investigators on this job because it was the royal princess herself who discovered the crime scene. Whoa. Order. I will have order. The royal princess Zelda witnessed the crime? Ha! And there you have it. This case rides on the princess's own words. To doubt it would be to doubt your own royalty. This is bad. You can't really object to that. Why not? Very well. If the princess is testifying today, it's better we don't make her needlessly wait. Detective, please testify about exactly why the defendant was arrested. Ooh, testimony, okay. The reasons for arrest. It is with regret that I agree with Dragmeyer. All the evidence points towards the girl being the culprit. We determined that the murder definitely took place inside the ranch house. There were only 3 people on the ranch: the victim, the defendant, and a worker who has an alibi for the time of the crime. The defendant was found unconscious right in front of the victim, who was bleeding out onto the floor. Furthermore, she was holding a weapon. Without a doubt, that's what she used to kill the victim. She seems like such a bright girl. It's most unfortunate. Your Honor, I would like to submit these pieces of evidence to the court. First, I have the autopsy report performed by the Crown's top coroner. Okay. Here's what we determined to be the murder weapon, which we took from the defendant's hands. Okay, the saw. To make sure we had the correct weapon, we conducted a very thorough investigation. Naturally, we searched everyone and thoroughly examined the ranch and its vicinity. Nothing unusual was found, but to be safe, we also checked the ranch's inventory list to see whether anything was missing. The list matches the items we found on the ranch exactly. Nothing but the saw had fresh blood on it. It does sound quite compelling. Must have been a truly terrifying scene. Dying from a wound made by a weapon like this is extremely painful. This only helps to prove the defendant's viciousness. At this rate, they're gonna paint Malin as some heartless monster. There is one more thing I feel I should mention, for the sake of completeness. Shortly after we arrived at the ranch, a courier showed up to take some milk shipments. Of course, business must go on. Is this really necessary to enter into evidence, though? The shipments did end up leaving the ranch, so I feel it bears mentioning. Were the contents checked before you let them go? Naturally. Who do you take us for? Even though the worker handling the shipments did get quite worked up about it, we cracked up all the boxes open to check what was inside. That's a little sus. In the end, it did turn out to only be milk bottles, so we let them through. Very well. Thank you for your thoroughness, Detective. So what happens now? Well, this is where I step in and perform a cross-examination. Great. How does that work? Huh? Could you explain what you're going to be doing? Like how she's like, how does that work? And Link's just like, what do you mean, how does that work? Do you not know what this is? Come on, Malin. Get with the program. Can't hurt to go all over this again. Sure, why not? The witness will repeat her testimony. I'll be able to scroll back and forth through individual statements by pressing A and B, or with the D-pad and joystick. And Malin's just like, are you okay? Why are you talking like that? They'll just repeat it as many times as you want? That's right. I have to consider every little detail. Can't miss a thing. Oh my god, new reaction image right here. Wait. I'm screen capping this.
As you should.
If I want more info about something, I can use L or Z to press the statement and ask the witness a question. Grill them for info. Yep. Since the witness has to come up with an answer on the spot, if they're lying, prompting for more info can make them slip up. Most importantly, though, if I find something that doesn't line up with the evidence, I can press R to bring up the court record. The court record is basically a list of all the evidence, right? Yes, I can open it at any time if I need to recheck the facts. After choosing the contradicting item, I'll press C up and raise an objection and present my doubts to the court. Oh, I can not only present evidence, but profiles as well. Profiles? The court record contains a list of all the people involved too. I can switch between evidence and profiles with the R button. If I need to review what's been said recently, I can also press start to see a history of messages. Like, I'm really confused. I don't know what any of that means. What are you talking about? I see. That makes sense. Is the defense done whispering? Haha, sorry. He's so upset about it. Why doesn't he just press C right to skip ahead? The defense is ready to cross-examine the witness. Bah! A waste of time. I sincerely hope you're not implying the standard court procedure is a waste of time, Mr. Dragmeyer. In any case, we're ready, defense. Please begin the cross-examination. Okay. Cross-examination. The reasons for arrest. Okay. Press L. Okay. What makes you think she's the culprit? He's just about to tell you. Keep quiet and listen. Indeed. As I was saying... Okay. The murder definitely took place inside of the ranch house. Okay. Only 3 people on the ranch, the victim, the defendant, and a worker who has an alibi for the time of the crime. 3 people, you say? I guess that would have to be Mr. Ingo. Let me stop you before you start getting too excited. If you had listened to the rest of what the detective said, you'd notice she mentioned an alibi. Indeed, we're pretty certain the ranch worker couldn't have been involved. What is this alibi, then? You might remember I brought up some outgoing milk shipments. Well, the worker, Ingo, was in charge of them. He left the ranch house first thing in the morning, was busy preparing the shipments after that. Is that so? Surely he could have gotten away from that for one really quick little murder. That's the worst thing you could have... That was the worst thing you could have said. This wouldn't just be a quick little murder, as you so crudely put it. He'd have to have taken steps to hide his involvement, too. There was definitely not enough time for that. Unfortunately, I agree. Preparing a shipment is a lot of work. You have to milk all the cows, clean all the bottles, pour the milk into them, arrange them all into crates, and finally load it up all into a wagon. Usually I had to do it together with Father to finish before the courier arrived. Shipments were already ready when we arrived at the ranch. When we checked the boxes, they were all fully loaded with milk bottles. So this Ingo was able to do the work of 2 people all on his own? Isn't that a little odd? Odd or not, he evidently did just that. Clearly, he's a man dedicated to his job. I'll be back just a sec.
Okay.
Okay. Or perhaps the girl and her father are just very inefficient. This whole thing seems awfully suspicious if you ask me, but I guess I have nothing to dispute it with. Defendant was found unconscious right in front of the victim, who was bleeding out onto the floor. Malin fainted? Correct. We couldn't get her to wake up for a long time. Eventually, we decided to administer a healing fairy so she could be questioned. I guess finding the body was just that much of a shock, huh? Bah! Probably just pretending, trying to make it look like she had merely found the body. In any event, she was holding a weapon. Without a doubt, that's what she used to kill the victim. How can you be so sure of this? Look at the autopsy report. Deep, irregular wounds made with a sharp metal object. Is he allowed to just, like, hold the saw in his pocket? I'm not a lawyer, but that seems kind of weird.
Just a little dubious.
The saw was the only sharp implement in the ranch house that could produce such a wound. And as I've already mentioned, we also looked closely at all other sharp things on the ranch. None had recent blood on them. That still doesn't necessarily mean the saw was the murder weapon. Maybe the real culprit hid the real one. Oh yeah? Prove it then. Show us the real murder weapon. Well, I definitely don't have any way to do that. Still, something bothers me about that saw. So you have nothing? What a waste of time. Supposed murder weapon found in Malin's hands, clean of blood. This evidence reveals a clear contradiction in the testimony, Your Honor. I don't know. Can we give Ganon a coffee mug? Yeah, I'll give him this one. I can't say I see anything clear there. Bah! The only thing that's clear is your incompetence. Yeah, true. I guess I must be on the wrong track. I guess so. She sure is. We've known each other for years. Yet she murdered her father in cold blood. How curious. Perhaps you're just bad judges of character, both of you. No way. Just give me some time and I'm gonna prove it. Do you see anything wrong yet? Well, usually it's difficult to find anything wrong with the basic facts of the case. You got Tootsie Rolls? Oh, nice. That said, I do think I saw one small thing. Really? That's great. It sure is, because I've got to poke all the holes I can find before the princess gets here. I didn't question her about this one. How did you do that? It's quite simple. There was no blood found anywhere else. Had the victim been attacked at some other location, we'd expect a trail of it leading to the scene. Couldn't the killer have just cleaned it all up? Certainly not. The path to the ranch house at Lon Lon Ranch is not paved in any way. Cleaning blood off the ground would require disturbing the soil. Naturally, we found nothing of the sort. Bah! There wouldn't have been enough time to pull that off anyway. Likely true. Right. Sounds like the location of the crime scene is pretty firm, but I'm not giving up yet. Equipment on the ranch. Oh, okay. Date, March 15th. Name, Ingo. Okay. That looks like rakes. Okay, rakes, 4. Garden hose, 4. Buckets, 8. Hammers, 2. Knives, 6. Didn't she say there were no other sharp objects? Wood saws, once. Axes, 3. Scythes. there's a lot of sharp objects in here.
Yeah. Flails?
Yeah. Deep, irregular wound made with a sharp metal object. Victim died of loss of blood no later than 8 a.m. Okay. When did you get here? Oh, yeah, I guess that's... Man, I'm not good at this. Consult. Do you see anything wrong in this testimony? Eh? Me? Yeah, it's nice to put heads together sometimes, you know? Oh, I see. Well... They're pretty sure the saw is the murder weapon. Shouldn't there be something on it if it was? I said that already. There are at least 2 statements I could present the saw to. Oh, I guess I just presented the saw in the wrong place. Oh, here we go. Yeah, the music stopped. Huh. This seems like a fairly large oversight. I want to make sure of something. The state of the saw is currently in is how you found it at the crime scene? That's correct. That's strange, considering how much the victim bled out and how deep the wound was. Why is there no blood on the supposed murder weapon? Ha! Is that all you have? Huh? Naturally, the prosecution has an explanation for why the saw is clean. Behold, this cloth was found in the defendant's other hand. As you can plainly see, it's stained with blood. The defendant simply wiped the murder weapon in a futile attempt to hide her involvement. If Malin was trying to hide her involvement, why didn't she just leave the crime scene? Bah! Obviously, she was trying to hide the body before the royal visitation arrived at the ranch. Unfortunately for her, it just so happened that the delegation arrived quite a bit earlier than scheduled. In a panic, she quickly wiped the saw off and pretended to faint to make it look like she just stumbled upon the scene. Gah. Young lady, things are not looking very good for you right now. The court accepts the bloodied cloth into evidence. So what's the story with this cloth? Well, I was doing a final check around the ranch. I noticed that part of the fence around the horse paddock was damaged. Not entirely sure when that happened, but sometimes one of the horses just gets a bit too rowdy, you know? Right. Anyway, I didn't want to bother Mr. Ingo about it, so I tried to cut up a new rail by myself to patch it up. But then the saw slipped and I cut my hand open. Oh, goddesses, are you okay? Well, it wasn't that bad. It did bleed quite a lot, though, so I used that cloth to quickly bandage the wound. I was actually going into the ranch house to ask Father to help me with the fence. Ha! A likely story. And impossible to verify now, of course. The Sheikah force had to use a ferry on the defendant to get her out of her supposed unconsciousness. I do have to give her some credit. She's one cunning woman. She knew that would explain a sudden lack of any wound on her hand. What's more likely, patricide or a murder and an assault? Ho ho! Why yes, fairies are wonderful. It is almost June. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Just the other day, I slammed my hand with the gavel, and one took the pain off immediately. Great. Glad to know they're only used for true emergencies. But, dang it. Too bad there's no way to tell whose blood is on the cloth.
Sounds to me like there's a way to know whose blood is on the cloth.
I do believe this matter has been settled. I'm ready to call my next witness. Uh-oh. Is that all I can get out of her? Apparently. You've served your purpose, Sheikah. Be gone! Fine. You had best treat Her Highness with respect, or I'll see to it that you spend the night in the dungeons. Do not presume to threaten me, Sheikah. A night of darkness and solitude would be nothing but comfort for me. Jesus, goodness me. Is that so? Perhaps
Don't threaten me, I'm in the dark.
Perhaps we should fill the dungeon with lit candles for the occasion. They're glaring daggers at each other. If this doesn't end soon, we're all in trouble. Fantasy Labs, yeah. Order, order. I'm sure we'll treat the princess with the utmost respect. You may step down, detective. This case has already made me weary with all the pointless jabber. The time is ripe to deal the final blow. I call Her Highness Princess Zelda of Hyrule to the stand. Hello. This is a different Zelda from the N64 one, so... Is something the matter? You're in a courtroom. Yes, something's the matter. Why is everyone quiet all of a sudden?
Could it have been the murder?
Your Highness, I believe we're all just a bit uncertain on how to proceed. It is quite the honor to have such an esteemed guest in these halls. Bah! In the face of the law, the princess is no different from a peasant. The one time I agree with Ganondorf. Name and occupation, now! The prosecution will behave. Where'd you come from? I will not have any derogatory statements directed at the princess. Derogatory? I simply wish not to waste any more time. We must employ proper procedure. Oh, man. It is all right, Detective. I believe the prosecution does have a point. In the eyes of the law, we are all equals. On this stand, I am just another witness. I should not be getting any special treatment. Why are you smiling? Girl, you're a witness in a murder trial. Why are you smiling? Very admirable, Your Highness. We can all rest easy knowing that Hyrule is destined to have such a wise monarch in its future. Yes, indeed. I don't like that look on his face. I eagerly await the day when our next ruler takes the throne and reshapes the kingdom in their image. Why do I get the feeling he's not talking about Zelda?
Whatever could you mean by that?
It's just like, this is getting kind of weird. You flatter me, prosecutor. Now then, I believe I was asked for my name and occupation. I am Zelda, current Princess of Hyrule and heir apparent to the throne. Marvelous, Your Highness. Before we begin, I would just like to know, why were you at Lon Lon Ranch to witness this terrible incident? It is simple, really. Lon Lon Ranch is Hyrule Castletown's biggest food supplier. Not only that, but the ranch also equips Hyrule's royal guard with the finest of horses. Every year the royal family makes a visit as a gesture of goodwill and to ensure the quality of the steeds. Wow, I didn't know your horses were used by the royal guard. Yep. We work hard every year to make sure they're in the best possible condition. Father loved to boast about it to other ranch owners. Ha! Knowing talent, I'm sure he did. So, this is different from Ocarina Hyrule. This is yeah. How unfortunate that the ranch may no longer meet the crown's high standards under new management. The royal family has a backup, I trust. We're looking for one. Naturally, those standards are quite high. Yes, of course. Now then, please describe what you saw on the day of the incident. Very well. Here I go. the scene behind the door. I arrived at Lunland Ranch a little after 8 a.m., accompanied by my loyal guards. I remember being surprised at how quiet everything was. There was nobody there to welcome us. I could sense that something was wrong. I opened the door to the ranch house and went inside. The room was mostly empty. There was a table with some kind of crystal bottle on top of it. But in front of the table, a terrifying scene was unveiling. The defendant hacked at the ranch owner's chest with the saw she was holding. Whoa. I was overcome with fear and I screamed. I will never forget what I saw that day. I heard that Talon and his daughter were incredibly kind. I cannot believe she would commit such horrible violence.
Such extreme violence.
What? Oh my, you saw the very moment the victim was killed? There you go. Decisive testimony. There's no need to doubt the princess's statement. I call for the judge to make a ruling right away. Hey now, hold on. I didn't get to cross-examine the witness yet. Finally managed to give your dog his allergy meds? Hell yeah, good on you. You haven't, fool, because there is no need. Did you not hear one word of what I said? Didn't you just say we should follow all the procedures and treat the princess like any other witness? This is the defense's right. You complete... I believe the defense has a point. They do have every right to perform a cross-examination, no matter who is testifying. I was quite looking forward to this part myself. That's kind of weird. Why are you so excited about this?
Also, there's been a contradiction.
Yes, there has. I think we're on the same wavelength. Humph. That being said, I will not tolerate any reckless accusations towards the princess. Is that clear? Naturally, Your Honor. How am I going to cross-examine the princess? This isn't going to end well. What's gotten into the prosecutor? That seemed like a rather intense outburst. How was a fairy needed to resuscitate her if the defendant was actively slashing? That's true.
Yeah, exactly. Because originally it was said that Zelda discovered her already passed out and they got the fairy. How could she have been passed out and doing the murder?
Well, I do have a guess. Oh? Because of the princess's status, it's possible that Dragmire didn't have an opportunity to discuss her testimony with her. That might mean this testimony is a surprise even to him. This could be my chance. Before we begin, there's just one thing that caught my attention. I believe the princess mentioned seeing some kind of glass bottle at the scene of the crime. That would be this, I presume. Why, yes, that is exactly it. What is that? Oh, this is the bottle of perfume that Father intended to gift to Her Highness when she arrived. He quickly rode out to town to get it at the last moment. We didn't know that the princess was coming ahead instead of the king until only about 2 hours before the visitation. How thoughtful. He really did not need to bother himself so. As fascinating as this all is, the prosecution doesn't believe it's relevant to the case. It's good to have a full picture of the crime scene. The defense requests the bottle be accepted into evidence. Bah! Desperate to lash onto every little thing, are you? Whatever. You can add it to the evidence if it'll make you happy. No skin off my teeth. No, because teeth don't have skin, they have enamel. Malin is a sleep slasher. The hash-slinging slasher, and it's just Malin. Now then, defense, begin your cross-examination. Okay. The scene behind the door, here we go. I arrived at Lon Lon Ranch a little after 8 a.m., accompanied by my loyal guards. If these guards were with Her Highness, why were they not called as witnesses? We did question the guards, naturally. Apparently they didn't get to see anything relevant. I was the only one to enter the crime scene. After seeing what was inside, I stood guard and insisted that no one be allowed inside until the Sheikah force arrived. I've read that preserving the scene is vital. Quite correct. I'm sure the guards were absolutely thrilled with this order. Please proceed, witness. I remember being surprised at how quiet everything was. There was nobody there to welcome us. Have you conducted these royal visitations in the past, Your Highness? No. This was my first one. Gee, that sucks. Up until last year, my father was always the one to visit Lon Lon Ranch. However, he decided I had to start preparing for all the royal duties that await me, so I was to do it this time. You will doubtlessly perform admirably as ruler when the time comes. What happened when you got to the ranch house? And what then? Stop interrupting and let her get to the point. Defense, I believe I was clear about not badgering the witness. Alright, fine. You paid attention to something like that after seeing a murder, Princess? The bottle? Well, I spent a rather long time in there waiting for the Sheikah force to arrive. Plus, that bottle is quite beautiful. It just stood out. Okay. You were there at the exact time of the murder, Your Highness? That is correct. That's impossible. You're lying. The defendant will curb her outbursts. You're addressing royalty. This is really bad. What now? Accuse Zelda of the crime. Okay, oh, wait.
You're gonna do it just to see what happens?
No.
Oh, okay.
Nah.
I saw you go into that screen and I was just like, you're quick saving because you're gonna do it.
Nah. Where were the victim and the defendant at this time? The ranch owner was in front of a little table directly across from the entrance door. The defendant was right in front of him and quickly fainted after her attack. A large pool of blood started forming where the victim was. I had a rather good view of the whole scene. Right. It is as unfortunate as it is fortunate that you could see the whole thing in such detail. Now please continue. Ask something else? Should I ask something else? That was so perfect. Are you sure there wasn't anyone else at the ranch, Your Highness? No, the place looked empty. Although I did see a worker pull up a loaded wagon when a courier came asking about milk shipments. He caused a little bit of a scene when the Sheikah force started inspecting it. The worker must have been somewhere else on the ranch, I suppose. The ranch is pretty large. Said worker was inside a building on the other side. It's quite understandable she wouldn't have seen him until later. Drat, this really doesn't give me a whole lot to work with. No, let's get back to the other statements. Did I ever ask about the first statement? Yes, I did. Hold it. Are you sure you got a good look then, Your Highness? You didn't look away in panic? The princess was very brave to take control of the situation the way she did. There's no need to doubt what she saw. Ah, yes, I suppose what she did was admirable. If only we had arrived earlier. Your Highness, don't blame yourself for this. If you'd arrived earlier, you could have been the one that got attacked. Ha! So you would have lashed out at anyone trying to stop you, huh? Despicable! That's not what she meant, and you know it. Princess, please go on. Very well. I heard that Talon and his daughter were incredibly kind. I cannot believe she would commit such horrible violence. Extreme violence. Something. Trust your heart, Your Highness. You know Malin didn't do this. What nonsense! Her heart? What do her organs have to do with anything? Oh, of course. Evidence and testimony be damned just because we feel the defendant must be innocent. Oh, well, if you're sure, then I declares today's verdict. Have you gone senile, old man? It was a joke.
Daddy screamed real good before he died.
Oh, wait. Oh, no. Not in this case. Oh, no. Oh, shit. Wait, that's bad. Oh, no. It was a joke, much like the arguments the defense has been presenting. I can't believe the princess would lie like this. Yeah, it really is shocking. You don't believe her, right? Even if she's the princess, that means nothing. I didn't do it. You trust authority or your best friend? I'll need something very concrete to disprove what the princess is saying. I arrived at Lon Lanch a little after 8 a.m., accompanied by my loyal guards. Yep. Your Honor, Your Highness, I believe I found something that doesn't quite match up with the facts. She arrived after 8 a.m. And the autopsy was very clear that Talon died before 8 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So how dare you question the princess? This is... You will let the defense speak, prosecutor. I think I see why you so desperately wanted to prevent this cross-examination now. Your Highness, you stated that you arrived shortly after 8 a.m., correct? Yes, the visit was scheduled for 8:30 exactly, but we were quite a bit early. I see. That makes something you mentioned quite impossible. As stated by the autopsy report, the victim definitely died before 8 a.m. You couldn't have seen the defendant attack the ranch owner when you arrived, because the victim was already dead by then. Order, order! Yes, you really caught her in a lie. Your Highness, what is the meaning of this? While I wholeheartedly respect and serve the crown, I will not tolerate lies in my court. I have not lied, I suppose I did not see the exact moment it happened. I guess I only thought I did. Princess, this is a matter of life and death. And the death has already happened.
Well, it could be death for Marin.
Well, yeah. It's like, we don't need more.
Yeah.
I definitely saw the defendant there, though, along with the body. There's no one else who could have done it. I remember all the other details correctly. Press X to doubt. The body's on the floor. The body's in the floor. The pool of blood. You have to believe me. Perhaps it'll be best if Her Highness revises her testimony. That's not good. There's still not enough doubt to overturn this testimony. I'll have to find something else, or this case will be over. What I actually saw, okay. I'm sorry for embellishing the truth a little bit. Girl, there was nothing true about any of that. I did not see the actual moment of the attack. But it had to have happened shortly before I went into the ranch house. Miss Malin and her father were the only ones at the scene of the crime, so she must be the culprit. I see. You only saw the aftermath of the scene, not the actual crime being committed. Very well. Hopefully there are no issues in your testimony this time. Defense, it's time for your cross-examination. Naturally, Your
Time
Honor.
marches on, and the age
Of a new Taco Bell.
draws nearer.
Dragmire still looks pretty angry. The age of a new Taco Bell draws nearer. I bet he didn't expect such a blatant contradiction to pop up. If I could just find another one like that, the princess's testimony would become completely untrustworthy in the eyes of the judge. Let's go. Hold it. Why did you do that, Your Highness? There's a life on the line here. I really am sorry. I suppose I got a bit too excited about being witness in an actual murder trial. That's really fucking weird. Like, who gets excited about that?
Is Zelda a true crime girl?
I was just about to say, she's a true crime girly. Most people hate testifying. Yes, well, the life of a princess is rather boring, you know? This is quite a break from the routine for me. What's the routine? True crime podcasts? Should just get a hobby then.
It's not true crime podcasts.
Did not see the actual moment of the attack. Yeah, we've established that pretty definitively. It can't be conclusively proven that the defendant did it, in that case. Defense, did you exhaust your singular brain cell on that last contradiction you found? That's pretty good. I don't know, man. The judge is quite senile. Yeah, this is a really bad judge here. There's a Death Mountain's worth of evidence pointing to the defendant. I like that too. Just because no one saw the actual moment of the crime doesn't mean anyone else could have done it. I think you're making a Death Mountain out of a Death Molehill. Lo-fi true crime to study and relax to, yeah. But it had to have happened shortly before I went into the ranch house. How can you be so sure of that, Princess? Well, when I entered the ranch house, the victim still had the murder weapon embedded into his body. That's bullshit. It's obvious what that means, is it not? The killer did not even have enough time to try to hide the weapon. Yo, she's a terrible liar. I might not have seen the murder firsthand, but I must have been very close to doing so. Why are you... Why are you so active about seeing a murder firsthand? Oh, jeez. Goddesses preserve Hyrule if ever she becomes queen. This seems like a very important detail. I think it would be advisable for Her Highness to amend her testimony. Certainly, Your Honor. Interesting. Dragmire certainly doesn't look very happy about this development, does he? Thinking about it, I might just know why. That doesn't necessarily mean my client was the one to do it, though. What if someone else snuck in before Malin and the princess arrived? Well, I suppose... Lon Lon Ranch is surrounded by high walls, and the only way in is through a self-locking gate. Not very many people have a key to that gate, just the personnel and the crown. Well, someone could have forced their way in. Bah! If you wish to propose such a possibility, you must substantiate it with evidence. Do you have any proof that another person showed up at the ranch house before the princess? Do I? I don't know. A little while after the crime, milk shipments? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Of course I do. The piece of evidence that shows another person was at the scene of... Okay, at the scene of the crime is a little different. Talon brought back the perfume bottle. The milk shipments were from the courier. Yeah, I actually don't know how ironclad this is. These are traces of another person on the scene. Ha! That just shows you have no trace of evidence to go on. Yes, Defense, I'm afraid I can't really trace your logic. Ah, well, you see, please try to keep at least a trace amount of credibility. Yeah, I don't think that was... Yeah, I didn't think that was gonna work. I don't have anything of the sort. There must be another angle I can attack this from. Yeah, I think there is. Since the defense has wisely chosen to stay silent, please continue your testimony. Miss Malin and her father were the only ones at the scene of the crime, so she must be the culprit. Are you sure Malin was the only person there other than the victim? From what I recall, there's an upstairs room at the ranch house. What if someone was hiding there? I mean, they would have found them. It mentioned someone left with the milk earlier. Yeah, a courier left with the milk shipment. Don't be stupid, Defense. If someone was hiding up there, the Sheikah force would have found them. I stood guard at the door the entire time. No one could have left. What if they jumped out a window? Do not be ridiculous. Those windows are very high up. Actually, those windows can't even be opened. They'd have to break one to leave. Right. Perfume means Talon left and came back into town? Yes. So Talon left that morning, to go get the perfume and then came back with it. This is a little more plausible than the last testimony she gave. I suppose it matches the detective's account, doesn't it? Still, I feel like something here sticks out like a sore thumb. Yeah, is Scott here? Yeah. Yeah, that statement can't be true. I believe I've found another reason to doubt the witness's words. Nah. It seems the prosecution sees what I'm getting at here. There was bloody cloth discovered at the scene of the crime. The prosecution argued before that it was used to wipe the saw clean. If the princess saw the saw lodged into Talon's body and the crime scene was left intact, then it couldn't have been wiped. Prosecutor Dragmeyer, care to explain? Gra Hatia. This is most perplexing. Your Highness, are you sure that's what you saw? Well, maybe the princess decided to pull the saw out in a valiant yet futile attempt to save the victim. And then wiped the blade clean? That would be almost like framing the defendant. Of course I did no such thing. I made sure the crime scene stayed intact. I guess I must have made up the memory about the saw sticking out of Mr. Talon as well. Wow, the whole court is silent. You idiotic girl! Do you even realize what you've done through your bumbling? I'm sorry. I was just so excited to stand as a witness in court just this once. Whenever I try telling my father about anything, he always seems so disinterested. Just this once, I wanted to feel listened to. That's pretty valid. You could have done that literally any other way.
Mm-hmm.
The defendant, it is clear that she did it. I just wanted to play a larger part in her capture. I'm sorry for the trouble I've caused you all.
The jump to the sky turns to jerking the homies.
The silence. The judge doesn't even know what to say to that, Fungus. Your Highness, the court is no place for silly games. As it stands, I'm afraid we will have to strike your statements from the court record completely. Yes, I did it. The prosecution lost their key witness. No, please wait. I have more to say. I was wrong about the crime scene, but I still have not testified about what I saw afterwards. Bah! Why would we care about that? It's best that you leave and stop damaging my case with your idiocy. Even if you're not interested in my words, you might be interested in the evidence I found. What? Huh? Evidence? Of course. While the Sheikah force investigated inside the ranch house, I looked around the rest of the ranch on my own. Sheikah, did you know about this? Of course I did. Yeah, that's a no. Zelda's victim blaming the victims plural. Yeah. You did? I'll have your head for this. Bro, you're a prosecutor. Calm down. Order, order. What is the meaning of this, detective? Why have you withheld this from the court? It's quite simple. She didn't know. Why would we trust evidence left with her? Yeah. The princess specifically requested to present her finding on her own. What? And you agreed to this? This court is not some playground where children decide when evidence should be presented just because they have a crown. He's being rude about it, but I can't help but agree with Jagmire in this one. Also, I don't really buy this story. There's no way Impa would have allowed this. My source is that I made it the fuck up. Yes. Believe me, I wasn't thrilled with the request either. However, after seeing the evidence in question, I didn't think it would be at all important to the case. Thus, I let the princess have her fun. This is highly, highly irregular. I'm not sure how to feel about this, prosecutor. Bah, naturally I object to this nonsense. If the detective thinks it's irrelevant, then this probably is just a waste of time. All the evidence points to the defendant. It's still clear she did it, even without a witness at the scene. I see. Defense? What do we do? If we object to presenting the evidence, then Dragmire loses his key witness. Plus, whatever the princess presents could be bad for our case, too. So we should agree with the prosecution? Well, on the other hand, we don't really have much to go on. This could be our only lead left. Well, don't keep us waiting. Surely you won't throw away all the progress you've made thus far. What do I do? I wanna request it. She's taking souvenirs and claimed the crime scene must be intact. Yeah. I really hope this is the right choice. The defense requests that the evidence be presented. What? While I agree that the situation is irregular, we should still examine all evidence available. It'd be silly to dismiss it as irrelevant without even seeing what it is. I do believe you have a point, defense. However, I must warn you, in order to admit this piece of evidence into the court record, the princess's statement that she found it must be admitted as testimony, along with everything else she might say. Yes, Your Honor, I am well aware. The defense wishes to give the princess just one more chance. Of all the idiotic, foolish... Order. Very well, then. Your Highness, please testify once more about the new piece of evidence you found during your own investigation. Thank you. I will not let you down this time. I promise. The princess should understand the gravity of the situation at hand now. I just hope this new evidence isn't damaging to our case. My findings. Oh, the music's faster. I wish to express my most heartfelt apologies for my mistakes in the earlier testimony. Upon entering the ranch house, I saw the defendant passed out in front of the victim, who was bleeding out. I stood guard at the entrance of the ranch house until the Sheikah force arrived. Once the Sheikah started investigating the crime scene, I decided to take a look around the ranch. While I was walking near the silo, I noticed a strong odor in the air. I had to stop to see where it was coming from. She found a meth lab! I do not think the girl understands gravity. The apple has not hit her in the courtroom. I followed the scent and found a burnt-out fire nearby and a small, nearly empty bottle of lamp oil. I, of course, took the bottle straight to the head detective. Here it is, the oil bottle I found. Wow. Is something wrong? This might actually be completely irrelevant. Yes, well, of course there is, foolish girl. This has nothing to do with anything. Your great finding is some random fire on a ranch? Please. What next? Are you going to declare every rake on the premises suspicious? Well, the prosecution will calm down. This is bad. Your Honor, despite the fact that this evidence might not seem to add anything to the moment, the defense still asserts its right to a cross-examination. Some straws have been grasped. Why must you insist on this charade, defense? The princess has merely recounted the same view of the crime scene as the head detective. You haven't been able to find any contradictions in her statements. I believe there might be a way to tie the princess's new evidence into the case. Ridiculous! Regardless of what the prosecution thinks, the defense does have a right to a cross-examination. The court admits the oil bottle into evidence. I just really hope this isn't a complete waste of time, defense. For both your own sake and your clients'. Someone set the fire and usually monitor them? Yeah. Okay. Saw the defendant passed out in front of the victim who was bleeding out. Yeah, that's, was there anything else in the room? Only the beautiful little crystal bottle I mentioned before. The house was rather barren. Most of our things are on the top floor since the downstairs room is mostly used for ranch business these days. And the occasional game. Haha, I get what he's talking about. Ah, of course. Dad's famous Cucko game. The good old days. Is the defense done reminiscing? There'll be plenty of time to do that when the defendant is behind bars. Just trying to distract myself from the fact that there's nothing to latch onto here. Okay, did anything happen during that time when you were standing guard? No, not that I recall. The guards did occasionally protest and ask me to let them take over, but I held my stance. While commendable in theory, staying in the same room as a dangerous killer isn't very wise. What if she woke up and lashed out at you? Sweet Hylia up above. That thought did not occur to me. Bah! Of course not. You're stupid. Foolish girl. But the guards did stand close by. I would have been safe. Wonderful to see how much faith our princess has in our royal guard. Yes, of course I do. In any case... Decided to take a look around the ranch. Yeah. You didn't just go home? The royal visitation was supposed to last a lot longer. Father wasn't expecting us back at the castle until much later. I came to the ranch to examine horses, so I supposed I could at least do that in the meantime. How long did it take the Sheikah to arrive at the scene? It does not take very long to make the trip from Hyrule Castle Town to Lon Lon Ranch. I cannot imagine it was more than 20 minutes. That is pretty fast. Although I imagine the fact that the princess was involved helped speed it up. Slowpokes! I would be there in half that time, running backwards even!
Okay.
So, that's a fun fact. In both Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, running backwards is actually faster than running forwards.
Mm-hmm.
The Gerudo buy horses from our ranch too. You just don't bother. He's trying to rile you up. Walking near the silo, I noticed a strong odor in the air. I had to stop to see where it was coming from. What was the smell like? Oh, it was awful. A really terrible stench. Bah! Surely you don't mean to say that you found the smell of horse manure suspicious. Do not be ridiculous. The smell was not coming from the horses. It was coming from the cows! I followed the scent and found a burned-out fire nearby and a small, nearly empty bottle of lamp oil. A fire, huh? Let me remind you, Defense, that there's any number of reasons why a fire could have been there. You can still feel the cold grasp of death early in the morn. Princess, how long would you estimate the fire had been out before you found it? Ah, right. There was still smoke rising out of the ashes, so it must have been put out recently. So around the time of the crime. So someone prepared their breakfast there. I repeat, this fire is irrelevant. I think he's realized the same thing I did. Well, who was it? Who could have lit that fire anyway? It would have to have been the ranch worker who was putting the milk shipments together at the time. It was almost certainly him. If you really want to ask about his little barbecue, you might just get your wish soon. Doesn't sound like it was very appetizing. But without anything concrete to pin it on him, he'll just be able to brush it off. I, of course, took the bottle straight to the head detective. Okay. Right, and she allowed you to present it. Well, I was the one to find it, and since I was going to the trial anyway... Utter ridiculousness. Yes. Please make this the last time you do something like this, Your Highness. Proper procedures exist for a reason. Yes, I understand. Defense, I believe that is enough. It doesn't seem like you're getting any closer to finding a connection between this fire and the crime at all. No, I suppose not, Your Honor. Naturally. I've said this was a waste of time from the beginning. In that case, this cross-examination is over. Thank you for your time, Your Highness. I assume you have no more revelations to share with us? No, I do not. I really thought the fire would be important. Humph! Leave my sight! Enough! Your Highness, if you'd allow me to escort you back to Hyrule Castle. Very well. Now that the princess's little game is over, we should move this along. The prosecution's stance is still the same, of course. We maintain that the evidence on its own is enough to convict the defendant. I do believe I'm nearly ready to hand down my verdict. But, Your Honor, there's nothing that definitively shows that Malon committed the crime. This is all circumstantial. There's no way she could kill her own father. That is an excellent point, Defense. The prosecution has yet to elaborate on the defendant's motive. Patricide is not something a person commits lightly. Bah! I did briefly touch on the subject during my opening statement. But naturally, the prosecution is fully prepared to elaborate on that matter. I would like to call my third witness. This has to be that ranch worker. Before calling him, though, the prosecution requests a brief recess to prepare. I thought you said you were already prepared. Maybe he wants to double-check that his new witness won't pull anything weird like the princess did? Very well. I do believe a break would benefit us all. The court will reconvene after a 15-minute recess. Court is adjourned. Alright, y'all, go get your coffee. We'll be back in 15. Nah, just kidding. Defendant lobby number 3. It's not going all that well, is it? No, I think that went about as well as it could have, actually, given the circumstances. We exposed the worst of the princess's testimony as untrue. I'm going on the merry-go-round, yeah. I can't believe she just makes stuff up like that. Yeah, that was surprising. Still, the issue is we didn't manage to shake the core of the argument. If only there was anyone else in that house. Now, there's no need to look so glum. Detective, aren't you supposed to be escorting the princess back? The carriage is being prepared. I thought I'd drop by in the meantime. You really managed to make Dragmire furious, you know. I have? If you listen carefully, you might just be able to hear him ranting over in the prosecutor's lobby. Hurry-ya, hurry-ya! It's a thing. Thank you, Fungus. He's really giving his upcoming witness a grilling. Expect him to try to shut you down as fast as he can. Well, that would be worrying if I had anything he could shut down in the first place, I guess. Oh? But you do. What do you mean? Oh, come on now. I'm talking about the princess's grand discovery, of course. The fire? I wasn't able to do anything with that. You really think it's relevant? Don't get me wrong. At present, I'm convinced the girl did it. Yo, she's like the freaking Star Wars sequel dude. Is like, I don't care if you win. I just need Ganondorf to lose. We investigated and came to this conclusion for a reason. But I'm willing to explore every possibility. That fire is definitely a bit strange. I dare say it may be your only way out of this. If I may be so bold, I think you should press the next witness on that topic hard. As the only other person working on the ranch at the time, he's the only one who could have lit that fire. If he's hiding something, I think the court deserves to know. Thing is, the next testimony's about motive. It's gonna be difficult to bring up the fire again without Dragmire objecting. You'll have to make it work. As much as I don't like it, she's right. There really isn't a whole lot else to go on here. Well, thank you. Don't mention it. Ever. One last thing. You, ranch girl. Me? Try not to hold that testimony, against the princess.
Daddy screamed real good before he died.
Hey, ranch girl. Daddy screamed real good before he died. Believe me, I'm sure she was acting with the best of intentions in mind. You know the road to the Dark Realm is paved with those, right? Perhaps. It was definitely a serious lapse of judgment, one she will live to regret. Part of this comes from the fact that she's rather sheltered and inexperienced. After the sudden death of her older sister last year, she was thrust into the role of an heir very suddenly. Oh, well. That sucks.
Yeah.
That's right. The mysterious death of the firstborn Princess Zelda. Wait, they were both named Zelda? Hyrule still
Is
grieves
Zelda
after...
their last name?
No, I think it would be Hyrule. Maybe young Zelda had a different... Maybe the heir apparent is always named Zelda? And
Is Zelda just a title?
kind of. Maybe. A younger Zelda went by a different name, and then her older sister died, and then she became Zelda? Like, that'd be really weird. It's like episode 1 of the Last Kingdom or something, when like the main character is named I don't know, is Osmond or something. Probably not, definitely not that, but let's just go with like Osmond or something. His older brother Uhtred dies, and then his king father is like, "Hey, your name's Uhtred now." Yeah, great news, father. And I swear, I'm gonna avenge Uhtred. He's like, "You stupid boy, you are Uhtred." You stupid girl, you are Zelda. A Tale of Two Stands-esque naming. Yeah, Zelda 1 and Zelda 2, yeah. It is traditional to name princesses Zelda, yeah. It is also unusual for there to be multiple princesses of Hyrule at one time. As far as all the Zeldas we know have been only children, as far as anyone knows. Or at least they've been the only princess. In the void of information, conspiracy theories run amok. People blaming the royal guard, the Sheikah, and even the king himself. The princess will soon have a whole kingdom's worth of trouble on her shoulders. For a kingdom with a history as turbulent as ours, it's a lot to handle. Twins? Oh, Stan Lee and Stan Ford. Meh. The princess's conduct today probably won't help with the distrust some people have of the crown right now, though.
I mean, Fungus, you may have joked, but that's legitimately what happened a lot of the time. Like,
oh, yeah.
So much so that in the Chronicles of Narnia series, there's a nation that's only ever mentioned in really one book ever, Archenland. They have a whole custom around it.
Yeah, you're right.
You would literally name the firstborn twin the full name, and then the second one shorter. So you had Prince Cor and Prince Corin.
She's wise beyond her years. She will learn, and she will be better. I simply ask that you don't think of her as an enemy, whatever comes of this trial. She does not need any more than she already has. Don't pull out the knife while you're saying that, please. She's so intense. I never expected to see Impa get so emotional. I guess all this is why she decided to take the blame for the princess's impromptu investigation. Detective Impa. What is it, soldier? I'm quite busy at the moment, so please be quick. The investigation team back at the ranch has just sent word of a new development. Something about the milk shipment being returned to the ranch because of a wrong recipient address. They're asking you to come over to see it. Oh, those idiots. I don't have time for this. Send someone else. I have to escort the princess to the castle. Roger. Roger. You George Foreman now with multiple George Foreman kids. That did remind me, though. I took this bottle of milk from a couple guards who were slacking on the job earlier. Here, ranch girl. Perhaps it'll help calm your nerves somewhat. Not to worry, it's still unopened. Oh? Thank you. That's nice of her. Too bad for those guards, though. Yeah, I didn't get any milk. Now then, I believe the princess's carriage should be prepared by now. if you'll excuse me. Huh. I think I'm so nervous right now, milk has just lost its flavor. Huh? Lost its flavor? Lon Lon milk is always so tasty. Are you sure it's just nerves? Let me try some. Huh? You're right. I assume this would have come from one of yesterday's shipments? Probably. With the investigation at the ranch, there wouldn't be any today, so... maybe it just isn't fresh? Depressive milk. No, I don't think so. It doesn't taste as if it's gone bad. Also, the guard said one of yesterday's shipment was misaddressed, didn't he? And this was all handled by Ingo, wasn't it? There's something odd going on. I better make some notes about this in the court record. Hi, Ingo tampering. That's, yeah? Defense, the court is about to reconvene. Escort your clients back to the courtroom at once. So it comes down to this. The conclusion's approaching. Time to turn this situation around. Hey, we get our hearts back. Cool. Court is back in session for the trial of Malin and of Lon Lon Ranch. I trust the prosecution's final witness is ready. Naturally, I've personally seen to it that there will be no foolishness this time around. Hopefully his ears are intact. As we discussed before the recess, having established the opportunity and the means for the defendant to have committed the murder, only one matter remains. The matter of motive. For, naturally, such a heinous crime couldn't be the result of mere happenstance. The prosecution believes the defendant had a deep desire for cock that pushed her to participate. This just took a turn. Our next witness can shed light on the matter. Fascinating. Very well. Please proceed. The prosecution calls the ranch worker, Ingo, to the stand. Ha! It's funny to see Mr. Ingo in such fancy clothes. Oh? Yeah, he almost always just wears his work... dungarees? Dungarees? I have no idea what that means. It's almost like looking at a different person. They did a really good job of incorporating all the, little leitmotifs into the soundtrack. I guess he wanted to dress up for court. He wouldn't want to get this nice outfit dirty by working in it. Quiet, defense. Witness, state your name and occupation. Your Honor, great honorable prosecutor. My name is Ingo. I mine Lon Lon Ranch. Nope, puppy, you can't lay down there. Sorry. My dog loves lying under my desk. Mind? What does that entail exactly? Ah, I'm mostly there to work on structures and equipment. The owner and his daughter are the ones who tend to the animals and take care of orders. How long have you been working at the ranch? It'll be several years at this point. Hey-ya! There have been others who came and went, but I, Ingo, have persevered through all the hardships. Sounds like he wants a medal for it. He does get a bit pompous at times, but Mr. Ingo really is a great help. He built the ranch's silos single-handedly. Dungarees. Okay, cool. His Majora's Mask fit, yeah. Whoa, that's some dedication. Very well. Given that you're clearly an important employee, you are privy to some inside information, is that correct? Yes, the ranch owner shared all the big plans with me. He entrusted me implicitly. He used to say that we're like a big family. That sounds lovely. That sounds like a red flag that you're going to be getting loads of unpaid overtime. Yeah. Evidently, not every member of your so-called family felt the same way, though, did they? It hurts to do this, but I have no choice. Hear my story, honorable court of law. Chat, he's looking hella suspicious. The matter of motive. Just a couple days ago, the owner,
Jump to
Talon,
the sky turns to jerking the homies.
Just a couple days ago, Talon jerked his homie Ingo. AO3, get to work. Just a couple days ago, the owner, Talon, partly signed the ranch over to his daughter, Malin. Talon became a life tenant, with Malin meant to inherit all the assets after his death. As long as Talon lived, Malin could not sell the ranch. It's simple, isn't it? The girl killed Talon to get full ownership and leave the dingy ranch life behind. It's appalling how ungrateful she is after all Talon did for her. There you have it, testimony from a man who just lost everything. It's truly tragic to witness yet another family torn apart by greed. We have evidence, we have the defendant caught red-handed at the scene of the crime, and now we have a motive. How do we know he's telling the truth? Bah! I have, of course, verified the witness's testimony. Rivals to enemies to lovers? Yeah. Like, for real. As per the law, all inheritance documents must be filed at Castletown Notary Office to be considered valid. I saw fit to prepare this for the trial. The prosecution would like to submit the Lon Lon Ranch inheritance document into evidence. Mr. Ingo, why would you? You should pass judgment now, Judge. The defense has nothing. I would like to cross-examine the witness. There are a few more details I feel are relevant. But of course, ask whatever you'd like. I, the hard-working Ingo, can handle it. Very well, defense. Please begin. Just a couple days ago, Talon signed the ranch over to his daughter, Malin. How long ago was this exactly? 3-4 days? I'm not sure of the exact date. Had it been planned for a long time? Talon was getting on in years. Better to take care of the matter sooner than later, eh? Malin? He is telling the truth. Father scheduled a visit to the notary office about a week ago. What do you mean by partly, witness? Malin hadn't become the ranch owner yet. Well, of course not. Haven't you heard all the stories making the rounds recently? So many ungrateful brats throwing their old folks into retirement homes the moment ownership signed to them. Talon was no fool. I myself convinced him that it was the safer option. If the girl was up to some chicanerie, he could always reverse his decision. That's horrible. I'd never do that. As much as I'd like to believe that, you did much worse by killing him. Children these days, you feed them, you raise them, and they pull a stunt like this as soon as you give them an inch over yourself. These darn millennials. These Zoomers with their TikToks and murder plots. I must concur, the younger generation is horrible. Why did he look at me while saying that? Anyway, what that meant was, as long as Talon lived, Malin couldn't sell the ranch. Why would Malin want to sell the ranch right now? Why wouldn't she want to? Why would a pretty little girl like her want to work on some dingy ranch? She'd have it much better if she sold the old place and used the money to move to Castletown. That's not true. I love working with the animals. I wouldn't leave them for anything. Wah! She's often slacking on the job, while I, the hard-working Ingo, have to cover for her. I guess the Deku nut doesn't fall far from the tree, as they say. That Talon loved to sleep on the job, too. Hearsay, but the way you phrased it as a lifelong tenant, yeah. Ho ho, I do recall a quite funny story about the Lon Lon Ranch owner blocking the side entrance to Hyrule Castle for an entire day once. The guards couldn't wake him up. It took a particularly vocal cucko, apparently. Ah, jeez. Well, there you go. I'm the real reason why the ranch has such renown. Your Honor, this isn't character testimony, but hearsay? Yeah. Me, the hard-working Ingo. Also, he's sure is pumping himself up a lot. Link, that's not true at all. I know, but how do I stop this? It's simple, isn't it? The girl killed Talon to get full ownership of the ranch. Do you really think Malon would go that far? Humph. I don't want to think it, but clearly the events speak for themselves, don't they? Why wouldn't she just wait a few more years then? Talon was getting older. Perhaps she knew more. She knew more and more work would be piling onto her. Judge, also hearsay from you? Yeah, this is a terrible judge. But really, how am I supposed to know? Ask her. That's alright. If Malon didn't want to work, wouldn't she have done this earlier? As Talon's only child, she'd still inherit the ranch. Moo-ha-ha! That's where you're wrong. For a long while, Talon planned to split the ranch between the girl and the crown. He was a patriotic man. Oh, jeez. He knew how much those horses meant to the royal guard. I wish he hadn't changed his mind now. Is this true? Yes, Father's previous inheritance document did work that way. How admirable. I guess familial bonds won over his drive to help the kingdom. Truly a shame. Yes, naturally the girl wanted the whole thing, so she bided her time. I think this sufficiently explains the timing. Let's continue, shall we? Wait just a moment. There's one more problem with the timing I'd like the witness to explain. Why would Malon have planned the murder for the day of the royal visitation specifically? More people around means more witnesses. You'd think she would have chosen any other day. Oh, did I forget to mention this? I overheard Talon arguing with her that very morning. He was telling her he'd changed his mind again. He was planning to tell the king that he'd be signing the ranch over to the crown. After the visitation was over, he headed to Castletown and changed the inheritance back to the original split. What? Despite the victim's wishy-washiness, it would appear he did make the right choice in the end. And because of that choice, if the defendant wanted to get the ranch, she had no time to waste that day. Is this true too? Absolutely not. Father wasn't planning to do that, and there was no argument either. What to do about this argument, then? I'll see what happens. There was an argument about the inheritance? That sounds like an important fact to me. Very well. Witness, please do so. I'd be happy to, Your Honor. I overheard them arguing about the inheritance that morning. About what time did this happen? First thing in the morning. I was heading out to the silo to start the day's work. I just walked out the front door of the ranch house when I heard some yelling erupt behind me. Do you remember any specifics about what was said? I feel to highlight the perfume soon? Maybe. Yes, it surprised me enough that I stopped to listen for a minute. I was all like, I'm real sorry, Malon, but the most important thing is to make sure the king will always have a steady supply of quality horses. I don't care. What about me, Father? How can you do this to me? Malin, this isn't just about you. It's for the good of the entire kingdom. But what am I supposed to do? I can't move up in life if I'm stuck on this dump of a ranch forever. I thought you loved the ranch. All the animals are here, and Ingo's always around to help with the chores too. He's pretty great, isn't he? Yeah, Ingo is awesome, but I still hate you for this. This isn't over. What a stirring reenactment. I will keep my thoughts on the witness's acting skills to myself. There's no way this actually happened, though. Malin would never want to sell the ranch. Well, of course she'd say that now, you buffoon. Remember, she's under suspicion for murder. We can't trust a thing she says. Well, I trust her, but the judge probably doesn't right now, and that's unfortunately what matters. Do I have anything in the court record that could refute this story? If you ask me, this whole inheritance issue could have been avoided if the crown wasn't so soft. In Gerudo Desert, there would be no question that the fortress may seize whatever it desires. That's just messed up. No matter. Continue your testimony, farmhand. Share with us the true nature of the defendant. No, he's a ranch hand. That's a different thing. It's appalling how ungrateful she is after Talon did all that for her. No, you hold it. That man gave everything for her. She's gotten so many expensive presents over the years. Just look at that golden necklace she's wearing. That man spoiled her rotten. In fact, I think I saw another present he was meaning to give to her on the very day he was killed. Whoop. Another gift? Why, yes, a little bottle of perfume, I believe. You were right, Fungus. He's bringing up the perfume, because that was meant for the princess. It's horrible. Talon was such a kind man. What happened to him is despicable. Was that last statement important? I'm gonna ask to add it. Because there's... I don't know how relevant it is, but there is a contradiction there. Bah! What are you doing? Trying to implicate the defendant even harder? I think it's an important detail. The perfume is irrelevant, but I suppose the prosecution has no objections to strengthening our case. Very well, witness. Please add what you just said to your testimony. Talon often bought Malin gifts. I saw the latest one, like perfume. What's your relationship with this guy anyway? Well, he's been employed and living with us on the ranch for as long as I can remember, really. You know, I don't think he's ever skipped a day of work thinking about it. Not a single one? Talk about dedication. But even so, something is very much off here. They learned of the royal visit 2 hours before when the schedule came to 8:30, so 6:30 is when he would have gotten to get the perfume. Yeah. And also, the perfume bottle was for Zelda, not Malin. Where did you see this? I think it was just lying around the ranch house. Talon probably intended it to give it to Malin on the day he was killed. Do you mean this, witness? Why, yes, that's exactly it. Looks very expensive. If only Talon had spent as much on his salary for me, the hard-working Ingo. I get up and leave to do the work at the break of dawn every day, you know. What's your relationship with this guy? Oh, it's just... okay. What do we have? We do have the inheritance document. Malin will inherit the ranch. If she is unable to oversee it, divide the deed between the crown and the remaining employees. That is interesting. know that that's relevant. I just don't know which statement to present it over. I wanna try this one first. Or do I?
Daddy screamed real good before he died.
Just imagine Ingo saying that. I'm gonna try presenting this here. I don't know how. I don't know if it'll work. I've got you now. What? I don't think that was right. Link, are you implying ranch workers are stupid? Yes. That's not what I meant. On the other hand, certain attorneys definitely are. What you presented is entirely meaningless. Yeah, I thought so. Ranch's gift for the princess, yeah. Because this... Can't see anything clear there? Yeah. Classist Link, yeah, for real. Which is kind of ironic, because Link is usually the one who comes from the working class background. I am unsure. Usually in his work clothes, but he's dressed up nicely for court. Yeah, he is. Unsure of how to proceed. You're either a forest dweller or royalty. I don't know if the rest even have thoughts. Oh, wait. I already did this.
A jump to the sky turns to jerking the homies.
Something is very much off here, yeah. Something is, I can't figure out what it is. Let's see. Yeah, this is the same. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this... No, I keep going to the other scene. unsure of how to proceed. Witness. I could have sworn I tried this earlier and it didn't work. What is it? Just to confirm, you say that this bottle of perfume was bought for Malin by her father, correct? What else would it be for? I assure you, Talon wasn't the type to indulge in perfumes. Far from it. Well, you're wrong, witness. Is that so? Was the ranch owner truly a perfume connoisseur? No, Your Honor. This bottle of perfume was bought for the princess. So what, defense? Sure, it's technically a contradiction, but what else does the purpose of this bottle change? Yes, defense, I admit I'm confused as well. Please explain why this point is important. Well, earlier in the trial, Malin mentioned that Talon bought this perfume in preparation last minute. Isn't that right, Malin? It sure is. We had a gift for the king prepared when the news arrived that it would actually be the princess making this visitation. Father quickly rode out into town to get a new gift. This info puts one thing into question. Somebody's movements. Someone's movements around the ranch are put into serious doubt. Someone's? Well, don't keep us waiting, defense. Who is this person? Naturally, the person whose movements become suspect is... Ingo. The witness himself. If you recall, this bottle of perfume which had just been purchased was found at the crime scene. A crime scene the witness supposedly never went to. He shouldn't have known about the bottle. That's true. Ah! Look at him freaking out. Order, order. The defense raises a very valid point. You simpleton, what's the meaning of this? Well, witness, did you go to the scene of the crime at any point? No, of course I didn't. I was working in the silo all day. I remember, I saw the gift the day before the crime. The girl is lying. Talon must have gotten the gift the day before. You're the one who's lying. Father didn't leave the ranch at all that day. One's word against another's. Defense. Do you have any way to prove your version of events is true? Ask at the store or find the receipt. I call the owner of the perfume store. Or the receipt. That makes more sense. When you buy something, you usually get a receipt, and the receipt always shows the date of purchase. It might still be at the ranch house. I say we send someone out to look for it. Father never throws receipts away. We have a drawer full of them. The perfume should be right on top. I believe this idea has some merit. Soldiers, rush out to the ranch house immediately and search for that receipt. He has the receipts. Your Honor. Yes? Your Honor. Nuh-uh. What is it, soldier? We've just received the receipt from the team stationed at the crime scene. Exclamation point. Very well. Thank you. I shall now read it out. There's a lot writing on this. Ahem. From Tingle's Mysterious Smells. Ugh. What? Ah, yes. I think I've seen that store. It's that eccentric-looking place in the back alley. You couldn't miss the blinding neon colors if you tried. It's an utter eyesore. The gall of this nobody running a monopoly on Hylian perfume is preposterous. Perhaps, but back to the matter at hand. The nerve of that dunderhead! Why would anyone ever shop at a store where the owner calls every other customer a fairy? Prosecutor. And the balloons! Ah, the balloons! That fool popped one right in my face! Prosecutor Dragmeyer, enough! Continuing on. Purchased item. 1 bottle of Rosy Rupee Land. Yo, that's a game. Oh my, this is quite the price. Why, I would have to... Your Honor, please, the date of purchase. Ah, yes, right, date of purchase. Why, it's March 16th, the day of the murder. Yeah, so Ingo's wrong. Gah! Order, order. Yes, we got him. Phew, I think we're finally getting somewhere. Bah, this still doesn't mean anything. Perhaps the witness briefly went back to the ranch house for something and saw the bottle then. Yes, yes, that's it. Sneaky. I was getting thirsty, so I went back to get a drink. I must have seen the bottle then. Oh, come on. You think we're gonna believe that? Do you have any proof that he didn't? Well, I believe this calls for further testimony. So the witness now claims to have visited the crime scene shortly before the murder. We should learn of his exact movements that day. Ha! My movements? Well, alright. There's not a whole lot to say, though. Why would anyone want to go to a shop where the owner calls every other customer a fairy? I think he was hitting on you, Ganon. Yo, Tingle X Ganon, AO3, get on it. It's unfortunate that he managed to weasel out of that. But this next testimony will be full of lies. This is my chance. Ignoring Tingle's fairy obsession. Yeah, true. My non-suspicious movements. Why did you add the modifier in there? As was already stated, I had volunteered to work in the silo. At one point, I briefly went back to the ranch house to get myself a glass of water. I went back to the silo right after that and stayed there until the courier came. I haven't been back to the ranch house at all since then. At some point, the detective came and told me what happened, and wow, was that detective one fine woman. See, I haven't done anything to warrant suspicion. Eat my shoes, you brat. I'll pass. There has to be something wrong there. You can't put a flawless story together that quickly. Cross-examination. Totally not suspicious. Volunteered to work in the silo, yeah. What were you doing? Working on shipments and fulfilling orders. We send out crates of milk to milk bars all across the kingdom every day, you know. Tingle X Ganon, size difference, and balloon foreplay. Yo, this is getting interesting. Naturally, everyone loves a good drink, you know. And our milk is renowned as the best there is. I hear some others water theirs down. Despicable. I see. That line kind of jumps out at me. I think you said earlier that your job is to work on structures and equipment, though? Indeed. Talon and the girl would usually be the ones overseeing milk orders. However, since the royal visitation was happening that day, I felt they needed their minds unoccupied, so I took it upon myself to do it this time. After the murder, I got scared that the Sheikah Force's investigation would delay the shipment, and that I, the great Ingo, would get the blame. Thankfully, it all went through fine. Yeah, and you were so concerned with sending it off quickly that you wrote the wrong delivery address on it. We know what to shove in his face. Yeah. Bah! You Hylians. Ridiculous. Getting tipsy from something like milk. Bet you couldn't even handle a sip of the Gerudo's Noble Pursuit. A real man's drink. A real man's drink? Aren't most Gerudo women? Wait, what the fuck? A real man's drink aren't most of the Gerudo women? Yo. Speaking of drinks, I believe the witness was talking about how he had gotten himself a glass of water. Yes, of course. Moving all that heavy stuff around works up a sweat, you know. I got very thirsty and... One point, I briefly went back to the ranch house to get myself a glass of water. You didn't think to just take a sip of the milk you were handling? Okay, well... Well, he'd be stealing the milk. It wouldn't be right. That milk was for the customers, you see. I just didn't want to get into any trouble. A truly honest man. How dare you suggest he would steal from his own workplace? Gender queer Gerudo butches of real man's drinks. Hell yeah. Right. So what did you see at the house? Nothing much. I got my drink and I left. Still had a lot of work to do, you see. I suppose I must have seen the perfume bottle then. In fact, yes, I remember it clearly now. It was there on the table, plain as day. Moo-ha-ha! Great. What happened after that, witness? I went back to the silo right after that and stayed there until the courier came. You were able to complete this so quickly on your own? Bah! You don't know the might of the great Ingo. Hut! Yeah! Pow! Wham! I get things done in no time. I did almost break my back getting those crates out of the silo, though. There were so many, and all so heavy. It was like a puzzle in there. Anyway, that's not important. The point is... Haven't been back to the ranch house at all since then. Are you sure? Sure as can be. Moo-ha-ha. You never went back in, even after the crime was discovered. Bah! They wouldn't let me in. Preserving the crime scene or some such. I couldn't even get any of my things. After I was questioned, no one gave me half a glance. I had to sleep in the stables that night. It was terrible. Is what he just said important? Diversity win. The anti-monarchist usurper is a minority? Your Honor, I would like the witness to add his last statement to his testimony. What? What are you trying to pull now? Very well. Witness, please amend your statement. Gah, fine, whatever. I didn't even get to sleep or access any of my belongings. I had to spend the night in the stable. Hold on. Couldn't you have stayed at an inn? Bah, what am I, made of money? Think, boy. I'm just a simple ranch worker, you know? Phew, you lawyers, always flaunting your wealth. Right. Sorry. Has the answer ever been no to not add to the testimony? I don't think it has. Not actually sorry. I doubt one night would bankrupt this guy. Just look at what he's wearing. At some point, the detective came and told me what happened. Wow, was that detective one fine woman? He is dressed really nicely, yeah. Could you elaborate? She's a hard-working woman who gets to the point and takes what she wants. Not to mention her impeccable fashion sense. What's not to love? That's not the part I wanted him to elaborate on. Wow, he seems totally smitten with her. Sure does. I wonder how Impa feels about it. Perhaps when this chore of a trial is over, I could... But no, it will have to wait. You thought you could distract me, did you? I, the genius ranch worker Ingo, see through your schemes. He's sticking to that story, huh? Yeah, it was a desperate fix, but it holds up surprisingly well. Once again, classist Link. I can hardly believe this is the same Mr. Ingo I know. He's usually so nice. It's time to press for more details. He's sure to slip up somewhere. There has to be a piece of evidence or a profile waiting to disprove what he's saying. He didn't even get to sleep or access any of his belongings. Haven't been back to the ranch house at all since then. Because I know Ingo's usually wears his work clothes. I think this is, yeah, important. He's usually so nice, and it's the most miserable man alive. Yeah, for real. Witness, there's something seriously wrong with your testimony. Yeah. But what? What are you talking about? Because if he can't go back to the ranch house to get, like, if he was working in his work clothes, he'd be wearing his work clothes, and if he can't go back to the ranch house to get nice clothes, why is he wearing nice clothes? You say you couldn't get any of your belongings because they were all at the ranch house, correct? At the ranch house, you weren't allowed to go in? That's right? Well, that would imply you should still be wearing your work clothes. Pardon me if I'm wrong, but those don't look like work clothes at all. Ah! The defense has a point. They wouldn't let him in and show the return milk? Yeah. The witness appears pretty well dressed for court. I can't imagine he would want to sully those clothes during work. Well, what do you have to say to that? Grrr. Oh, of course. I can explain. It's simple. These are brand new. Yeah. On my way to the courthouse, I went shopping for a nice new outfit. After all, I couldn't very well show up to a court dressed like a bum. Moo-ho-ho-ho. Yes, defense. Certain people have a modicum of respect for the court and show up dressed properly. You're wearing armor. Who are you to talk? What's that supposed to mean? This is my finest Zora suit. So you claim you bought these clothes after the crime, is that correct? Very much so. This morning, in fact. Why do I need to repeat myself? Do I accept that explanation? No. You buying these clothes today is simply impossible. Well, what? Oh? How can you claim so? Defense, as you know, evidence is everything in court. Either prove the witness couldn't have bought these clothes today or get out. Jot a pictograph of... Because he was wearing the... Look! Look, there he is! He's wearing these clothes. That's gotta be it.
Yeah.
I'd like to turn the court's attention to this. Yeah. Ah. Why, this is one lovely pictograph. Ah, it reminds me of the idyllic days I spent with my grandson at the fishing pond. What about this pictograph, defense? Well, just look at what Ingo was wearing. This pictograph is from Malin's childhood, but Ingo's very clearly wearing the same outfit he has on right now. He couldn't have bought it today. Gah! Order. I will have order. Why, the defense is absolutely correct. I hope the witness has a good explanation for this. There. I think we finally got him. There's no way he can weasel out this time. Oh. Unless someone weasels out for him. Bah! Isn't it obvious? Naturally, the witness knew he would need to wear his nice clothes for the royal visitation that was scheduled for that day. He brought them to the silo in advance so that he could quickly change just before the royal visitation's arrival. Why? Oh? Oh-ho! Oh-ho-ho-ho! Yes, of course. I needed to be presentable, after all. Can't look like a bum in front of the most important people in the kingdom. Wait a minute, this is insane. What kind of kangaroo court is this? The prosecution keeps making up excuses on the spot. Ingo was clearly lying about buying the clothes before the trial. He's definitely trying to hide something. Your Honor, surely you wouldn't accept this blatant perjury. Accept it, Judge! There could be no other explanation. Accept my perjury! The prosecution's explanation does blah blah blah. What? However, the fact that the witness didn't simply say it himself and instead made up a lie about buying the clothes is indeed very suspicious. Whoa! Defense. The prosecution has posed that there's no other possible explanation for this contradiction. What is your opinion on the matter? Can the defense think of an alternative version of events? This is big. I really need to think this through. What the? Oh geez, are we brain blasting? His armor is cultural/embassy to sort of dignitary armor. Yeah, you're right. Ingo is acting really suspicious right now. He's desperately trying to patch up holes in his testimony to conceal his real movements, yeah? Oh. Why would he be doing that? Ingo is the victim? 'Cause Ingo is the murderer. Why else would he be acting so suspicious? Notice how they didn't say he liked that style of clothing brand, bought similar clothes. Yeah, he could have just say, I bought the same outfit. Didn't even occur to him. If it's not Malin, Ingo's the only other person who could have done this. He was the only other person on the ranch at the time. I have to assume he did if I want to think Malin is innocent. With that in mind, why would Ingo change out of his work clothes? Well, if he murdered Talon, then they would have Talon's blood would have gotten on them. Because I didn't want to bring up what we saw in the cutscene at the very beginning, because that would be metagaming. But like we saw what Talon looked like. He was real hacked up, so Ingo would have gotten blood on them. Wouldn't gotten all bloody too. When Ingo killed Talon, his clothes must have gotten blood on them. Yeah, he had to change into something else to hide his involvement. But then, wouldn't the Sheikah force have found the clothes in the house? How could they have disappeared? They were stolen, they were thrown in a fire, they were thrown away. Oh. Zelda did mention a fire. She did mention a fire. And she mentioned that it was still... It had been put out recently when she saw it. Oh no, that's Gore of my comfort character. Yeah. Ingo burned his clothes. That's it. This explains everything. Whoa. I believe I can offer an alternative explanation. Whoa! Nonsense! Judge, the defendant spent far too long sitting in silence just now. They clearly have nothing. I call for a quick ruling. And not only can I explain it, but in fact, the defense formally accuses the witness of the murder. Oh, we're coming straight out of the gate. Don't say that, dude! It's
Time
simple.
marches on, and the age of
a new Taco Bell
draws nearer.
Yeah, indeed. It's simple. The reason he had to swap his outfit and why he's been lying about the circumstances ever since is because it got stained with the victim's blood. Preposterous! If there were any discarded bloody clothes nearby, the Sheikah force would have found them. We'd be trying someone else for murder right now. Why, you are absolutely correct, prosecutor. What? Naturally, Ingo couldn't have left his bloody clothes lying around. And so he used this to dispose of them. The frickin', the oil bottle, right? Take that! Your Honor, cast your mind to the princess's last testimony. The princess's... Ah, that mysterious fire. Surely you jest. You yourself made sure we all knew how meaningless her testimony was. It was at the time, but then new information came in. And yet with this new context in mind, it gains a completely new meaning. The empty bottle of lamp oil found by a burnt-out fire. Ingo used this lamp oil to quickly burn away his stained work clothes. Well, how about it, witness? My scenario explains everything. You killed Talon and then tried to hide it. This is... No! Hold on! What drivel are you spouting here? Me? Kill Talon? You already know that's impossible. Too busy for murder. Everything you said is wrong. I have no idea what you're on about. I have an alibi for the time of the crime. I just couldn't have done it. There's no way I could have completed those milk shipments, killed Talon, and tried to hide my involvement. The fire was just made for a quick breakfast. There's no mystery there. Stop trying to pin this on poor innocent Ingo. I shouldn't have to remind you, defense, but you yourself were surprised that Ingo was able to complete the shipment in time. Adding even more things for him to do in that time is preposterous. That's right. The great Ingo is efficient at his job, but not that efficient. No, it had to have been him. I'm sure of it. There must have been some trick at play here, some kind of shortcut. I must find it. Okay. Too busy for murder. Chat, let me tell you, I'm too busy for murder.
Same.
Surely my scenario is more plausible at this point than these panicked attempts to fix your story. What's more plausible isn't for you to decide, defense. It's the judge that makes the final call, and as long as this alibi stands, I can't imagine him siding with you. Yes, all the loose ends have been tied up before a decision can be made. Witness, please continue. Have an alibi for the time of the crime. You just couldn't have done it. Could you explain what that alibi is again? With pleasure. At the time of the crime, I was busy preparing that day's shipments of milk. That's hard work. I barely had enough time to get them done before the courier came to take them. The shipments were inspected by Sheikah force as they were leaving the ranch. And as our resident detective has told us, they were found to be fully loaded up with bottles of milk. That's right. The Sheikah force itself was vouched for me. There's no way I could be the culprit. Oh, I disagree. There has to be a way. There must be. The returned milk not being delivered, there was milk. There was milk that was sent to the wrong address and then sent back. You're right there. Would it have really taken that long to murder someone and burn some clothes? would have taken long enough to definitely make this scheme infeasible. Completing these shipments is a rather involved process. You have to milk the cows, clean the bottles, pour the milk into them, put them into crates, load those onto a wagon. I love working with the cows, but that part takes the longest because you only get a little at a time. There was a ding there. So as Mr. Ingo said, the whole thing really does take a while. Father and I usually have to work together to get it done in time for the courier's arrival. There you go, Defense. Your own client knows this is the unshakable truth. Okay, so there's no way he could complete the shipments and also do the killing. In that case, there had to be some way for him to finish the work faster. I just have to find it. I think I'm gonna press the other statements, but I think I know what it is. So you had enough time for breakfast, but not enough to kill someone? Yes, of course. The breakfast was cooking while I kept working, then I just quickly gobbled it up. There's no issue there. In fact, yes, I remember it even burned a bit because I wasn't completely paying attention to it. That's why I had to go get that glass of water too, you see. Had to wash it down after. What a convenient little explanation. But for all I know, he actually did cook up a breakfast in a fire of burning, blood-soaked clothes. Ew. Continue, witness. We don't want to hear about your culinary adventures. Of course, of course. My point is just what I've been telling you this whole time. Stop trying to pin this on poor innocent Ingo. Bro, you're real pressed. The only people who could have done it were you or Malin. I know Malin well enough to know she couldn't be the culprit. That leaves you as the perpetrator. Yes, by now we all know how much you value your friend. Let me remind you, though, that feelings don't matter at all here. Either show us solid evidence that puts Ingo's alibi into question or concede defeat. Is there any way he could have done the work faster? I'm not sure. It'd be nice if there was, though. I could sleep in a little bit longer every day. Yeah, you'd think he would have shared it with you if he knew of one. What shortcut did you use, Ingo? Burnt blood is better than paprika. Yeah, there you go. There's no way I could have completed those milk shipments, killed Talon, and tried to hide my involvement. Unless you screwed with the milk.
Yeah.
It seems strangely tasteless. That's gotta be it. But did you, though? Did you really complete those shipments properly? Yeah. Defense, I shouldn't have to remind you that the Sheikah Force checked the boxes thoroughly. They were definitely full of milk bottles. Oh, I'm sure it looked that way. What are you getting at, Defense? Here you go, Your Honor. Milk for me? Are you trying to bribe the judge now? I didn't think you'd stoop so low. That's kind of rich coming from you. The Crown will be informed of this. Oh, it's nothing like that. All I'm asking is that His Honor try tasting the milk. Just one little sip. This is highly irregular. Yeah?
I love Ganon in this, because he's just like, how dare you profit off of the, negative traits about others. I do my crime by using the negative traits about me.
How dare you be the villain? That's my job. But to be honest, I could use a drink. All this talking does make one's throat dry, you know. Speaking of which, coffee. You've probably talked the least out of everyone here, though. Since the defense insists, I'll go ahead and take a sip. Gulp. Is this what passes for milk these days? This almost tastes like water. Water? I have to agree, this is definitely not standard milk. As we've heard from the princess and the detective, Lon Lon Ranch is renowned for the quality of its products. But there's no way people would say that about milk this lousy. Bah! Whatever! As if the unwashed masses would know the difference between quality and garbage. Where are you going with this defense? It's simple, you see. I received this bottle from Detective Impa, still unopened, during the first recess. As we know, there were no milk shipments today, so this must have come from one of Ingo's shipments from yesterday. It's true that Ingo couldn't have murdered Talon and also completed the shipments on his own. Unless he cheated. Ingo watered down the milk to get the shipments done in time. Order, order. Yes, I suppose that would work. Indeed, all he had to do was milk fewer of the cows. To save enough time without ruining the taste too much, I guess he used about a 50-50 split of water and milk. This is... No! Talon... Let me stop you right there. I'll concede that something odd happened to that shipment. But all you've proven is that Ingo is a slacker. You were praising him just a few minutes ago. How dare you? Be quiet, you mongrel. Wow, his attitude flipped. Sure, Ingo watered down the milk. That doesn't make him a killer, though, does it? Well, no. But now we do know now that he definitely could have done it. We know he did go to the crime scene. And we know he did have the time and opportunity to kill Talon as well. Yet there's a vital element missing still. Huh? Let me put it in simple terms so even an idiot like you can understand. Oh, rebuttal. Whoa. Oh, the murder weapon. You a spotlight. You lack the murder weapon. If Ingo was the murder, then it couldn't have been the saw. Oh, we're just pressing? Okay. And why is that? It's simple. If the girl's story about working the fence is true, then she was using the saw while her father was being murdered. It couldn't have been in two places at the same time. Do I agree with this? Well, yeah. I believe we're in complete agreement on this point, because the saw wasn't the murder weapon. Because Malin had it. She was just using it to fix the fence. You do realize the problems that creates for you, right? I'm sure it can all be explained. Ha! As if. But, very well. Let's move on to why nothing else could have been the murder weapon either. Where would this supposed other murder weapon have even come from? Couldn't have used any old thing? Either answer the question, defense, or this discussion is over. No need to overthink this. Anywhere Ingo could have gotten a weapon from will do. I'll worry about the exact details later. We do know that there were lots of like implements in the ranch inventory. So there was only one saw, and Malin had that. But look at everything else.
Yeah.
Have you forgotten this murder happened on a ranch? There are plenty of sharp things on site. Ho ho! That's simply impossible. What do you mean that's impossible? What? We checked all the sharp objects and on the ranch and searched everyone. No fresh blood was found anywhere else. Couldn't Ingo just disposed of it? Couldn't Ingo just disposed of it in some way? Because if there was nothing on the ranch, then yeah, you could have just thrown it over the fence. That's impossible. You see. No items from the ranch's inventory list were missing. That list is indisputable. Is it? Well, yeah, we've already accepted it as evidence, so obviously, yeah. How can you be so sure the inventory is accurate? Bah, use your head. There was a royal visitation scheduled for that day. The ranch owner needed everything to be in order. He would have double, even triple-checked that list when he wrote it. I suppose he would have, but... Hang on. The inventory list itself is false. Oh, yeah. Oh, fascinating. What exactly makes you question the veracity of this document? That would be another piece of evidence, something about the inventory itself. There's the fact that Ingo wrote the inventory. You only need a brief look at the inventory to see it can't be trusted. We've already established that Ingo had access to the farm buildings. Yes, you are correct. Ho-ho! You can't just go around making such general statements, Defense. Point out what exactly about the inventory that makes it suspect. How about the person who wrote it? Just look here. The one who compiled this list was Ingo himself. He could have easily falsified counts as a part of his plan. That doesn't matter. Nothing could have left the ranch. Actually, yes, because the milk shipment left the ranch. Wouldn't Ingo have been able to just throw the item out over the fence? Yeah, that's what I said. Bah, obviously we searched the perimeter of the ranch as well. Nothing was found anywhere. This is the most important point. Has nothing really been able to leave? We had the milk shipment. Are you really sure nothing left the ranch? What about a few little shipments of milk? Preposterous. Have you forgotten that said shipments had been checked by the Sheikah force before they were allowed to leave? That's true, but there was a place the Sheikah could have overlooked. What in Din's name are you babbling about? We're talking about bog-standard crates here, boy. Not exactly vast dungeons full of nooks and crannies to stuff things into, are they? He dripped it into a bush on deliveries? Yeah, maybe. Where could they have missed a murder weapon? It's simple. They overlooked the contents of the crates, the contents of the bottle, the crates themselves. They looked like crates full of regular milk bottles. But what about the milk? As we already know, the milk is sus. There's one place inside the crates that the Sheikah couldn't have checked without ruining the shipments. Without ruining the shipments? Whoa! That's right. Ingo put the murder weapon inside one of the bottles to conceal it from the search. That does seem plausible. Now wait just a moment. A weapon in a milk bottle wouldn't just go unnoticed. Someone would have reported it. How can you be so sure? Do you even know how much milk an average milk bar uses each day? All those shipments must have most certainly been completely used up by now. Someone drinking from that bottle would have found it for sure, choked on it even if they took too large a swig. It would be a huge scandal. Well, he's right about that, but he's missing some vital information. Oh, yeah, he is. Because one of the shipments came back.
Mm-hmm.
Who drank the razor blade milk? Yeah, for real. Aha! You would be correct that a weapon showing up in someone's milkshake would cause quite a stir, unless it never got to them. If the milk ever actually made it to any milk bar, that is. You see, I overheard a very interesting tale during the recess. Word was sent from the ranch not long ago that one of the shipments was returned unopened due to being misaddressed. Well, no! Indeed. If you recall, Ingo was the one who handled all of that. Ah, he got sloppy.
He got sloppy.
Sloppy! he watered down the milk. He stuffed it all into the crates, and he put the wrong address on it, and then sent it off. Now that's strange. The ranch supplies the same milk bars every day. Even if he had messed up the street address a little, the couriers would have known where the shipment was meant to go. How could he have bungled it that badly? It's almost as if he didn't want anyone receiving a bottle of milk with a murder weapon in it. Whoa!
Daddy screamed real good before he died.
The tables have turned. I bet Ingo expected this box to stay in shipping limbo a while longer. How unfortunate for him that the Postal Service was on its game today. Maybe because they were worried it'd start to smell. I believe this calls for us to investigate this box of milk more closely. Soldiers, have this box retrieved from the ranch immediately. Yeah, we've got him. This is slander. Why would I kill Talon? Sure, he's a bit of a layabout, but he did give me a job. Why would I want him dead? I'm not even going to offer any commentary on that, because yeah, you could get in trouble. The motive? That's simple. Why, I'm surprised you're even asking about it. This evidence most easily explains your motive. Oh. Yes, cock. Divide between the crown and the remaining foot. Yeah. Because if she's unable to be there, then... I knew there was a reason I spent so much time looking at this thing earlier. The very inheritance document you brought to the court's attention states the following. In case of the testator's death, his daughter Malin of Lanlan Ranch will inherit the ranch. Unless she is unable to oversee it, in which case it shall be divided between the crown and the remaining employees, and he's the only one! Ah. What? You not only killed Talon, but decided to frame Malin for the crime as well, so you would be the one to inherit part of the ranch. That's why you volunteered to work in the silo all day. It gave you an alibi so that Malin would be the only possible culprit. Of course you knew about the royal visitation in advance. You knew Malin would go back to the ranch house to prepare before they arrived. A perfect setup for the royals to find her next to the body. No, no, no! What are you talking about? Talon signing the ranch over to me? Preposterous! Did he really not know? I guess it was Dragmire who procured the actual document, not him. Your Honor! What is it, soldier? The box you requested is here. Already? That was quite fast. Apparently the team at the ranch had already noticed something awry with it on their own. The box arrived just as we were
Daddy
about to rush
screamed
out
real good before he died.
to rush out a courier to deliver our message. Well, well, well. Let's see for ourselves then, shall we? So even the other investigators were like, yo, this is kind of weird. The part of the shipment that proves my case is... I wonder what it could be. Hey, Licia, do you see anything suspicious about this, going on here?
Nah.
I'm kind of, yeah.
I see nothing.
Yeah, okay. No, I think I'm totally wrong, but I'm gonna take a stab in the dark.
Yeah.
Here it is, from the bottle with a slight red tint to the milk. There's another blade. Looks like some kind of serrated knife. That explains the irregular wound pretty nicely. How could those Sheikah idiots have missed this? I'm sure the milk was pure white when they first checked it. It took a whole day for the blood to dissolve in it. Either way, no matter how you slice it, this proves my theory right. The saw was not the murder weapon. Strawberry milk. Oh, yeah, there you go. A stab. Grrr. Oh, I've had it. Fine, fine. You want to know why? Oh? You want to know why I really killed that scumbag? Oh, geez, he's crashing out. A bread knife? No, what are you... So you admit it? Yes, I admit it. What would you do if one day, after years of back-breaking labor, despite putting your all into the ranch, you were thrown away like rubbish, without any reason, fired, farewell, we don't need you anymore? What? But that doesn't make any sense. Oh, don't lie, I heard it all. I was just returning back from another day of spine-wrenching work, and lo and behold, what's this? Malin and Talon are talking behind my back. I heard it all. We'll let him go after the visitation. Oh. We can handle things without him. And so, after volunteering to work on that shipment, I quietly slipped out while the girl was busy and shanked the good-for-nothing slacker. Ha! You should have seen his face. He didn't expect it at all. So yes, Malin, I killed that lazy bum you called a father. And he deserved it. Whoa. Order! The witness will cease his boasting over such a terrible deed. I think we've heard enough. Soldiers, take him away! What? Wait just a moment. Ingo. Yes, girl. Want to apologize for what you've done? Apologize? Me? You're horrible. We weren't planning to fire you at all. You completely misunderstood what we were saying. Oh, no. What? Flashback? Oh. We've had so much work recently. Well, you know how it goes with the royal visits. Always a busy time. Gotta make sure everything's in tip-top shape. I do worry some about old Ingo, though. He's been complaining about his back recently. Do wish he'd take a step back and relax sometime. Maybe we should convince him to take a vacation? Wah! Now there's an idea. It'd do him good to just get out for a while. I'll discuss it with him after the visitation. After things calm down, we can handle everything without him. Oh. That's a hell of a misunderstanding. That's... You were planning... What? A vacation for me? And I did... No! No! It can't be so! Please say it isn't so! Whoa. Oh no. Oh no, not the chickens! Oh jeez. Oh! Ouch. We have witnessed today the results of a truly horrifying misunderstanding. But misunderstanding or not, what you have done is unforgivable. Judgmental cucko, yeah. Talon was a kind man, beloved by all who had the good fortune to cross his path. His loss will be felt not only at his ranch, but all across Hyrule. The killer turned out to be an utterly pathetic man with delusions of grandeur. I mean, look at him. An utter idiot dressed like a clown. Tyrannosaurus Cuckoo, there you go. Jeez, he's really laying into him. I bet he's just upset because he lost. The prosecution's rant aside, I think it's time to declare today's verdict. This is just a formality, but will the defendant please step up to the stand? Young miss, I'm very sorry for the situation you have found yourself in. I'm very glad you appear to have such a good attorney as a friend. I wouldn't have chosen anyone else. Yo, they're an item. Aw, thanks. No, like for real, it's actually quite likely that they're an item. Now then, without further ado, in the name of Goddess Hylia and the sacred land of Hyrule, I hereby find Malon of Lon Lon Ranch not guilty. Yeah! We did it! Court is adjourned. Yeah! Objection. Prosecution badgering the witness by calling him dressed like a clown. Yeah. 12:32 p.m. Yo, just in time for lunch. We did it! I suppose so. I guess Ingo's outburst kind of soured the mood, huh? Is that a bottle in your pockets? I don't think I can ever forgive Mr. Ingo for what he's done. That's fair enough, honestly. Really, though, you shouldn't think about that for now. You're free. It's time to celebrate. I guess you're right. Excellent work. Oh, hey. Wait, why are you still here? I knew you'd pull through. Oh, thanks. I couldn't have done it without you, really, so thank you. She did remind us about the fire, yeah. Now, that's not quite right. If you want to thank someone, I'm not the one who deserves it the most. Huh? Oh, huh. Wait, why are you still here? Your Highness. I thought you were going back to Hyrule Castle. What strings did Impa have to pull to get her here? I was, but I realized I should apologize for what I did personally. It's an honor. There is no need to bow, not after what I have done. Really, if not for my status, I probably would have been carted off to prison alongside that angry little man. Perjury's, pretty serious, so that's probably not entirely wrong. As usual, you don't give yourself enough credit, Your Highness. How can you say that, Detective? I almost condemned an innocent person to prison. Yes, there are some things you should think twice about doing in the future. But it's all thanks to you that the young lady over there finally went free. Huh? Come on, attorney. Show Her Highness what I'm talking about. She did bring in the lamp bottle. The oil. The lamp oil. The bottle? Well, it's true. Without this and without knowing about the fire, we wouldn't have had any proof to substantiate our claims. Really, your obviously false testimony helped. Ouch! Impa stepped on my foot. Well, there you have it. In any case, I'm sure Miss Malin isn't too upset. Well, sure? Tenot! We have orders to escort the princess back to the castle immediately. Just in time. Farewell, your highness. Wow, and so they left. Remind me of the bottled Deku princess predating the charred Rainbow Dash? Yeah, you're right. Now then, listen to me. I know that I'm perhaps being too lenient on the princess, yeah, but tough times are ahead. The princess will need all the confidence she can get to lead the kingdom through them. She needs to learn to take responsibility for her actions too, though. And she will. Huh? Her Highness is in for a rather unpleasant afternoon today, I imagine. The urgency with which she has just been escorted out of here isn't coincidental. What, is the king going to scold her? So the king heard about this and she was like, yo, get her back here right now. At the very least. Now then, my duties call, unfortunately, so I must be off. Again, you did well today, both of you. I trust I will be able to rely on you in future court proceedings as well. Yo, sequel? I'll try my best. That's all I ask. That unpleasant prosecutor seems to be making his way over here, so I'll be excusing myself post-haste. Bye! Uh-oh. You! Hello. Nice day today we're having, isn't it? Tell me, now, where did that blasted detective go? To have my reputation tarnished this way by some novice attorney from the boonies. Dramatic much? He looks about ready to burst from anger. Don't be such a sore loser. You lost. Deal with it. Yeah, we got the right verdict. Doesn't that make you even a little bit glad? Yes, I suppose there is some worth in that. Some. What transpired is most unfortunate. I can only offer my condolences. Just remember that it was the meddling of that idiotic princess and the stupidity of that blasted detective that led to your arrest. So if you have any grievances, take it up with them. Yeah, I don't think we're getting an apology out of him. To be an ace attorney detective, you need at least 80% muscle, yeah. I suppose there is some truth to what he's saying. Speaking of the detective, it appears she's fled from me like a cuckoo on fire. Mark my words, she will regret what she's done for generations! Well, that sure was something. I don't know if he was being sincere or just wanted to shift the blame onto someone else. I wouldn't say he's entirely blameless. Never mind that. Do you think you'll be alright running the ranch by yourself? Of course I'll come visit, but I have my attorney duties too. I'll get in touch with the castle to see if they can spare some men to work at the ranch. Silly as my father may have seemed, he really did prepare me to take over one day, and he's taught me well. I'll make sure the animals are well cared for, just as I always have. That's the spirit. I believe in you. I really want to thank you for bringing the truth to light. If it wasn't for you, I don't even want to think about what could have happened. Don't mention it. Stretch. Yes, thank you for that. Thank you for the reminder. I'm just glad everything worked out in the end. And so ended a very personal case for me. It felt like a weight had been lifted off my back. Malin continued working at the ranch, hoping to make it prosper beyond what her father was able to accomplish. I didn't really think that much about it, but the days following were some of the happiest I'd lived for a long time. Little did I know that a terrible tragedy would soon shock the entire kingdom, and I'd find myself smack dab in the middle of it. Oh, yeah, sequel. That's a legend for another day. Wow. Yo, credits? Let's go. Yeah. Yo, jams. You can't see it, but I'm doing the mallow dance, the mallow art dance.
Jump to the sky turns to jerking the homies.
What is going on in this case? 2D art, yeah. Yeah, everyone who worked on this did a really good job. This is great. Ah, there he is. Wait, who's the other person in the cell? He plays the organ to calm down. Oh? Oh, hey, it's Zelda. Oh. Oh, drama? Oh. Go to your room. Zelda 2, yeah. Ooh, cat. Special thanks. Yo, Luigi Blood and CD iFails, they're really good modders too. And Zoinkity and everyone else on that list. Aw, that's sweet. And you for playing. Yeah.
Yay.
Dun, 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 the end. Oh, wow, that was great. Scene select is now unlocked. That's cool. Extra 1 is now unlocked. Okay. Nice. What's in the extras? You can pick what you want. Meanwhile, somewhere else. Well, we finished the main thing, so that's where I'm gonna call it for stream. But thanks for we actually went a little longer than we usually do. But thanks for sticking around and hanging out with me. As I said, I am not gonna be around again till next week, but I'll try to think of something else to play when I get back. Good night. Thanks, Fungus. You have a good night too. Thanks for hanging out. Always good to see you. But yeah, and I also have a little musical thing that I threw together. I still have to mix it a little bit and everything, but it's actually it's a little bit different from a lot of what I've done. So we'll see. I like it thus far. We'll see how the final product turns out. But yeah, I'll be putting that out at the end of the month. Yeah. With that out of the way, until next we meet, dear friends, stay metal, be excellent to each other, and party on. I'll catch you later.